Welcome everybody to a look at a brand new Eureka release from their Masters of Cinema line, and it is 1970s Rio Lobo. So this is directed by Howard Hawks in his final film. I've seen 8 others from him, favourites being the likes of To Have and Have Not, The Big Sleep and Rio Bravo. So this is a western, clocks in at 114 minutes long. Stars the likes of John Wayne, who was also in Rio Bravo, as well as a man who shot Liberty Valance. Jorge Rivero, who's in Soldier Blue. Jennifer O'Neill, who was in The Psychic and Scanners. And finally, Jack Elam, who was in Once Upon a Time in the West, Kansas City Confidential, and Rawhide. So after the Civil War, a former Union colonel searches for the two traitors whose treachery led to the loss of a close friend. So this is far from the finest western from the careers of either Hawks or Wayne, but there are certainly far worse films that directors have ended their careers on. This is thanks to the cast being good. There is a really well executed train robbery at the beginning. It's well executed because it's just well thought out. So, for instance, the train robbers grease up the line on the track that the train is on an incline. So as it's going up the incline, it's not got any traction, so it slows down long enough for them to get aboard, take over the engineer and the driver, knock them out, and then take control of the train. They then proceed to fill up the carriage that they want to get a load of gold from with hornets, and then they disconnect that car from the steam engine itself, let it roll back. Eventually, all of the people inside the carriage get overwhelmed by the hornets and leap out. And then to slow the carriage down, that they have all the gold in, so it doesn't careen off a cliff or into the nearest ditch. They loop a load of ropes across the line around trees and such to slow the train down, which it eventually does, although it's going a lot quicker than they apparently think it was supposed to be going. So yeah, it's just a really well executed train robbery, and yeah, a really enjoyable one. The score is also well done. The cinematography is on point. There is some decent action throughout. The production is convincing, the pacing is reasonable, the plot is generally engaging, and using the same word a character complements another with, it is a comfortable film to watch. So, yeah, it's a decent film, 3.5 out of 5, but nowhere near as great as the likes of Rio Bravo or The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance or, the kind of revisionist westerns that were getting popular at the time, like Soldier Blue, which obviously Jorge Rivero was in, or the spaghetti westerns like Jack Elam was in with Once Upon a Time in the West. So, yeah, it's quite clearly trying to latch on to the good old westerns from the prior decades, but it clearly didn't work because not only were critics are a little bit lukewarm to this at the time, but it did not make its $6 million budget back either, making only about 4.25 million at the US box office. So yeah, a box office bomb, not deservedly so. But yeah, you will have seen, if you've seen this film, or you're going to get into seeing this film, and you've seen other films from the likes of John Wayne or Howard Hawks, then I will highly doubt that this will be your favourite of those that you will have seen. But it's still, like I said, a solid effort. So yeah, there is the disc. It's not in black and white, by the way, despite the picture and the disc being in both of those colour schemes. We also have the original artwork on the case as well. And yeah, we get a booklet with this release on top of that. Again in black and white, but the film is not in black and white, it's in colour. And inside the booklet, you get your cast and your crew. And then we get a screwball western, Notes on Rio Lobo by Richard Combs. So it definitely has some elements from previous Howard Hawks films. For instance, Jennifer O'Neill is a very strong-minded, strong-willed character, and she's also quite witty at times as well, which kind of harks back to Howard Hawks' screwball comedies of the 30s or 40s, like His Girl Friday. So yeah, can definitely see some linkage with that. And that's it in terms of the write-up, but you do have shots from the film throughout the write-up as well. And yeah, we've also got viewing notes. So Rio Lobo is presented in the 185:1 aspect ratio, so adjust your screen accordingly, and it should look like that. And yeah, in terms of extras on the disc itself, so we've got the limited edition O-card slipcase featuring new artwork by Colin Murdoch, as I've shown you already. Really, really nice artwork there. I really like that. To be honest, I'd like a poster of that. Then we've got a 1080p HD presentation from a restoration by Paramount Pictures. it's a decent restoration. It's not mind blowing or anything like that. There are definitely still some imperfections to the film print. There's white flickers and such, but it's overall looks decent. It's only really during the nighttime scenes I found that those white flickers were apparent, but maybe there was some during the daytime that I just didn't notice. You've also got the original English mono audio, as well as optional English DTS HDMA 5.1 audio. You've also got optional English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing. Then you got Back to the Old West, new interview on Rio Lobo with Western scholar Austin Fisher, author of Radical Frontiers in the Spaghetti Western. Then he got directed and produced by Howard Hawks, new interview with film historian Sheldon Hall on Rio Lobo and Hawksian cinema, and then the limited edition booklet that I've already shown you. So yeah, it's a decent film, solid release as well, but not a film I'd say really deserves the title of being in the Masters of Cinema kind of line. It's not quite that great, to be honest. I would have much preferred something like El Dorado or Rio Bravo being in that kind of line. But I'm not sure if Rio Bravo has had a release before from Eureka or someone else. I certainly know that Howard Hawks' other film, Only Angels Have Wings, is getting a 4K release from Criterion, which I'm really looking forward to because I've not seen a ton of his films from the 1930s, so really looking forward to seeing that. But still, yeah, decent film, good release, but definitely could be better in terms of the restoration. So yeah, bear that in mind when getting this. It's not the perfect restoration you might hope it is, but yeah, no idea what Paramount has done to this release, and there is no info in terms of the booklet saying what Paramount have done for the release. But you know, there are far worse looking Blu-rays out there, especially from this period. Nonetheless, so thank you for watching. If you have seen this film before, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.